warm welcome back from the weekend, everyone. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I'm Grace Agbarago. It's the 24th of November. This is your Money Moves Monday.
All right, let's tee off with your news now. This Monday, the World Bank has raised Kenya's 2025 economic growth forecast to 4.9%, up from its earlier 4.5% projection, supported by a strong rebound in the construction sector. The lender said construction recovered in the first half of 2025, offsetting weakness in manufacturing and reversing last year's slowdown linked to fiscal concerns. Kenya is now expected to maintain 4.9% growth over the next 2 years, though risks remain, including trade uncertainty as a key U.S. agreement nears expiry and fiscal consolidation that may limit government spending. In North Africa, Algeria is set to launch a national seed and gene bank in early 2026 to boost food sovereignty and agricultural resilience. The facility located in Baraki will preserve local seeds adapted to Algerian soils and climates, with a storage capacity of 6,000 strains and covering around 80,000 varieties, including crops, forest and medicinal plants, and livestock species. The project aims to improve crop productivity and quality, reduce production costs, develop resistant hybrid species, and is supported by specialized institutes and agricultural hubs to promote scientific research. In South Africa, at the G20 Energy Investment Forum, the newly formed South African National Petroleum Company, or SANPC, has provided an update on its strategic direction. Executive Manager Nazim Broff said the company aims to drive national economic growth, boost its contribution to GDP, and create jobs. He emphasized skills development, strong industrial partnerships, and enhancing South Africa's global competitiveness as key pillars of the SANPC's vision. Here are excerpts.
I think there's a number of issues for us as SANPC. First of all, we don't see ourselves just in the activity and the mandate of ensuring energy security. We see ourselves as a very important catalyst to establish being a big contributor towards the building a national economy. I think the minister earlier talked about, contribution of GDP of 4%. Currently, this industry contributes about 1%. If we benchmark that with the likes of the Senegal, 40 to 50%. Other countries with resources of this nature is a mega contributor towards the GDP. So that, for us, is the key driver to make sure this SANPC champion really becomes a champion and make a big impact. And of course, critical to this offer and the mission of the SANPC is to make sure we make a dent in terms of job creation and unemployment in this country. 30% unemployment is significant in this country. And therefore, job creation is an imperative for us. Same with skills development, as well as economic development in partnership with local fabricators as we move towards industrial projects in partnership, etc. So that's at the heart of what we're trying to do. And I want to touch a little bit around the issue around human capital development. I accompanied the CE a few weeks ago to ADIPEC. ADIPEC in United Arab Emirates is probably one of the biggest events I attended together with him. But it was very striking when we saw the corridor of Europe, the corridor of the US, China, etc., and all the companies and the expertise that these companies present. And I must be honest, the Africa flag was carried by NNPC. It's very important when we talk about partnership. It's very important when we talk about partnership and partnering with, we need to be right up there with the best in the world.
In Zimbabwe, the government has lifted restrictions on cement imports to address acute shortages and soaring prices, which have risen about 40% in 2 months. Minister Paul Mavima said prices have climbed from $12 to $17 per 50 kg bag due to strong demand and limited imports. The shortage has pushed up construction costs and delayed projects. Zimbabwe consumes 1.6 to 1.8 million tons of cement annually, but local output is unstable due to clinker shortages, plant breakdowns, and power issues. Relief is expected when Huaxing Cement's new Chegutu plant opens early next year, adding 800,000 tons per annum. In Djibouti, the country has launched its 2025 Tourism Fair, a flagship event to boost tourism, attract foreign investment, and diversify the nation's economy. Organized by the National Tourism Agency with support from the French Embassy, the fair gathered government officials, diplomats, and tourism operators, including Minister Mohamed Ouassama Dirie and ANT Director General Osman Abdi Mohamed. Exhibitors from tour operators and hotels to travel agencies and artisans showcase Djibouti's capital coastal attractions, desert landscapes, lakes, and cultural heritage sites. In other news, Mozambique has granted a 30-year concession to its top state-owned companies, including National Oil. The project will be managed through a special purpose vehicle, including ENH, Ports and Railways Company, CFM, electricity firm, EDM, and Kahora Bassa Hydroelectric, alongside technical and financial partners. The deal covers a liquefied natural gas terminal, storage facilities, and the 865-kilometer Rumco pipeline connecting Mozambique's gas fields to South Africa, utilizing a floating storage and regasification unit anchored in Beira and in Hambane. Finally, on News Now, Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission is hosting the 2025 Compliance Summit in Lagos. The two-day forum kicked off today under the theme Innovation and Compliance, Balancing Risks and Opportunities, bringing together regulators, industry leaders, and compliance professionals to strengthen governance and risk management across the financial sector. Let's take a listen.
What do we expect from this program today? One of the things we would expect for compliance officers in the room, you know that one of the greatest risks is not to know what changes have happened in regulation. It's a very high risk because that automatically means that you're going to be non-compliant. So one of the things we'll be speaking about today will be the new Investment and Securities Act. How does it affect your reporting baskets? What additional requirements does it place right on your tables? So we're going to be x-raying the ISA 2025, giving you an idea of some of the areas where you should be paying attention to, and focusing you on what you need to be doing additionally going forward. The next issue is some of the focus that's always come on compliance is with regards to emerging areas, especially in the digital asset space. With new areas, with new technology, come new risks. So we're going to be looking a little bit on virtual asset service providers, some of the intricate reporting requirements that concern that area of business. We would also be looking at financial inclusion as concerns digital assets. And then, to my favorite, we'll be having a round table. So let me call it not a round table. We're going to be having like a fireside chat with the business executives, because we believe if you don't set the tone, it doesn't matter how many summits we do, it doesn't matter how many trainings that we all engage in, compliance levels will still be low.
I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on News Now this Monday. The show returns shortly with Grace Agbaragu at the FMDQ Archives Room, giving us our markets round. Stick around. welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's markets update. Hello there, Grace.
Hi, Melissa. Let's now take a look at how the markets open trading for the week, starting off with the equities. The Nigerian Stock Exchange declined by 0.08%, while the BROVM advanced 0.24% to 345.12. The Nairobi Securities Exchange is 0.95% to 186.12. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange slipped 0.10%, while the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange gained 0.63%. And in North Africa, the EGX 30 fell by 1.78%. Let's do a quick round of some of the Pan-African currencies. The Rand strengthened 0.60% to 17.27 against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound gained 0.66% to 47.75, while the CFA franc is 0.20% to 568.37. The Kenyan shilling inched up 0.06% to 129.60. The Moroccan dirham slipped 0.11%, while the naira depreciated 0.39%, trading at 1,455 naira 58 kobo. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude rose 0.22% to $62.70, and US WTI added 0.26% to $58.21. Natural gas slipped 1.14% to $4.52, while Arabian gasoline gained 0.38% to $1.89 as at 13:18 GMT. Now, finally, two soft prices. Cocoa fell 1.84% to $5,064, while coffee gained 0.95%. Cotton increased 0.72% to $64.31, while palm oil was up 0.31%. Sugar rose 1.08% to $14.94 as of 13:23 GMT. And that's our morning news markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for those market updates. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From me and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching and bye for now.